Welcome back. We are joined by Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a James Beard Award nominee. The group includes something new, where we are, the Sovereign in Georgetown. In fact, this is a beer of the week of firsts of sorts today. Yep. Greg, it is always good to see you.
See you too, Brennan.
Before we get to this, oh my goodness, tell us a little bit about where we are.
So the Sovereign is our new homage to all things Belgian. We've got the most singular, wide-ranging, far-reaching Belgian list in the U.S. Wow. And 50 drafts, 350 bottles of just the very best stuff from Belgium and beyond. And it is also accompanied by an amazing menu from our chef Peter Smith, a great new beer destination in Georgetown, right off Wisconsin Avenue, and we're loving it so far.
Not even open a week yet, but there's buzz out there already. Wow, let's get to it. For the first time ever, nearly 4 years of Beer of the Week, or no, more than 4 years, I'm sorry, a repeat, but well worth it. What is on tap this week?
So this week we have the heralded Bell's Hopslam. We've had to resist doing this annually as a Beer of the Week, but this year, serendipity and a format change made us feel like we could sneak it in. So we have Bell's Hopslam Ale for the first time in the market in can. No bottles this year at all. You'll see some draft around, of course, and even that magical cask that we get at Church Key each year. But when you see it on the shelves this year, it will be in can, and I think that that's even better. Before we decide, well, before we say so, we should probably decide for ourselves. So, Hopslam 2016.
And because we're here at the Sovereign, of course, it's at the perfect temperature.
Yeah, right.
I mean, even though you won't find this here,
no.
But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's good. What is so special about this IPA?
So, it's every year there's a kind of the response is always you'll have your naysayers who say I don't get the hype and it's not I don't understand it, blah blah blah, but it seems, even though they make more every year, send more to the market, it sells out quicker and quicker every single year. So clearly there's something delicious about it. And while there are so many IPAs, Imperial IPAs out there, I do think it is remarkably smooth. 10% alcohol. Unfortunately, you don't find that out until much later. There's a beautiful blend of 6 different hops throughout the boil and whirlpool, dry hopped amply with Simcoe hops. But the real key here is something that you learn from Two Hearted Ale, which is also one of the most unique and singular IPAs out there. Yeast fermentation qualities in the beer changes it. You can look at a recipe like this. It seems very simple. It's these malts, these hops, this time period, these amounts. It'll never taste like this because Bell's utilizes a very specific yeast, different fermentation methods for Two Hearted and for Hopslam. So you get their 6 hops plus Simcoe in the dry hop to taste and smell remarkably different than it would under somebody else's charge.
I mean, we could talk a lot longer than anyone would want us to about this. There's a lot out there on the internet where you can possibly find it in the DC area.
I'll tell you what though, this is literally the freshest I've ever tasted it. They started shipping it out on the 26th of January. So we got it, about 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks later. So it is hyper fresh, but I think it might be the can. We can talk about that in a second. It has really that grapefruit quality you associate, but it's got that kind of dank Simcoe piney, earthy note in the nose that is not as prevalent typically as it is here, and it's, even better, more complex, I'd say.
And I mentioned a moment ago, because the Sovereign, where we are right now, specializes in Belgian beers,
right.
You won't be serving Hopslam here.
It
happens to be here in the building. But you'll have it at Church Key and other places.
Red Apron, Union
Market,
find it at stores. Both Roosticos, yeah, exactly.
It's just so fun, the sort of mad dash it sets off every year.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Why the cans now?
So the cans is it's convenience and utility, but also it's functional too. They are expanding as always at Bell's. Their bottling line is, and the bottling hall is under a ton of pressure to keep up with demand. So something that's this popular and needs to be made and released all as fresh as possible at once, they started to get nervous about keeping up with the supply of their other mainstays in the bottling hall. So they decided to turn the attention of their canning operation, which has been fledgling but now growing, towards Hopslam for this year. And only towards Hopslam for this point in time for this year. So they've done Two Hearted in cans, Oberon in cans, some seasonals like Winter White and Best Brown. So it was kind of, the canning line was kind of available. And so basically I think they did was they said, let's just cease Two Hearted cans for now. We'll run Hopslam on the cans and send it out. We've talked about this a lot. Canning is great for hoppy beers. No light gets in, so it's not going to get skunked. No oxygen gets in, so its oxidation is going to take much longer. It ships cheaper, more efficiently. 44% of a can is recycled. It's great for the environment. A no-brainer for hoppy beers, I think. And hopefully they continue to do it going forward.
And easier to carry the empties out to the recycling.
That's true, yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about practical things too. What would you pair it with?
So it's a big beer. Lots of grapefruit, like we mentioned before. Lots of lemony notes, citrus notes. It's awesome with seafood and things like that. But I started to think about the other things that I love those kinds of like tropical fruits with. Started to think about like nuttiness and salads and stuff. And then I even have tried this out before. It's amazing. Certain dishes that utilize, certain savory dishes that utilize nuts are amazing with this beer. So if you get like pad thai that has peanuts, that garlic, shrimp works in excellently, or even like kung pao chicken, the peanut-based Chinese dish is awesome with this. I mean, obviously you can do it with your scallops and your arugula salad vinaigrette too, but try it with some nut-based takeout dishes and it is amazing.
Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, it is true, you are not dreaming. Hopslam is here. Everyone, on that note, please always do drink responsibly and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another beer of the week.